Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, welcome back to County Line. Now, interesting little fact, today I downloaded the developer version of Courseplay. I haven't downloaded it in a while, and as someone mentioned in the comments the other day, they have actually added quite a few new additions to the mod, which I'm quite pleased about because these are some of the things that I talked about last episode actually. And the reason why I bring it up is because someone mentioned something about the way you can change the directions of the generation. That church is like flashing. The church is flashing me. No, that's weird. Anyways, so here's kind of like the general. This is a normal starting location, yada 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 stuff. But they've also added automatic or on the longest edge. So in my case, the longest edge would be more preferable than. So let's see. I'll do this way. So I'll do automatic. And then it'll generate the course and see how it's going back and forth like this. So that's just because of this little area right here. Okay, so let's try the same field, and let's try on the longest edge, and let's see how it generates this time. So this is a developer version, so I expect things to blow up. But you see, this is what you can expect from developer versions sometimes, and that's why they always say, you know, hey, you're using the developer version, be careful, things may explode. But due to a current direction settings, it may cause issues when driving. So see, right here, that's why they'll cause issues during driving. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try 2 headlands, and you have a smooth headland, which is basically, one of the things they added is for different styles of headlands for, what would you call it? Combine, stuff like that. So that's kind of neat. And bypass islands, simple, circle. Let's try this. So let's try the same thing with 2 headlands and then going up and down. So let's see how that works. Now we may get the same notification saying, hey, you're gonna get some weird things. So, but due to the current direction setting, it may cause issues when driving. So the issue may be this little section right here, apparently. Holy moly. So, but that's kind of the interesting thing. So they added some more functionality for the course generation, which I think is awesome. Multiple tools, so if you have multiple tools there, of course. Bypass islands, so that's kind of like, there's no islands here, but if we had something in the middle of the field, that's what they're referring to, of course. Deactivated, so we just went simple. So we'll see how this works out. Let's close that. And the reason why I was just curious about that is because this field specifically actually always gives me grief. So I wondered if perhaps this new functionality, is this the starting? Yeah, it is. If this new functionality would make my life easier on this field or more difficult. So I'm going to try just next closest point right here, which would be this one's right here. So it still may run into problems. In terms of, did I have that set up to it? Return to first point, activated. Oh, okay, it actually does it now. So now it's going to go up here and go down there. So we'll see how this works out this time. So the problem we're running into is just the turns it had to make. The turns it had to make over out here. I have a feeling it's already, unless it's still just going, and then going to make a turn here. This should be interesting. I don't think I've seen it do this before. Oh, that's weird. So this is where it wants to go next, I'm sure. So now it's trying to figure out how to get there. Anyways, I'm bad for this. I love watching Courseplay, seeing what it's trying to do. You can actually bring up the developer stuff and see where it wants to go. If you want to bring up the debug channels, you can see what's going on here. But no one wants to see all that. Well, you do if you're a developer. If you're just playing with it, not so much. So this is what's going to happen here, and it can't reach that next point, and that's the reason why it's doing this. But that's the issue you run into sometimes. So it's trying to find that next waypoint, and if it goes from, like, let's say the biggest side to the small side, I think it's fine. But if it goes from the small side to the big side like this, that's where you run into issues. I don't know. I don't understand. The GPS is the same way actually, so I shouldn't be surprised. But so that's just that. So you can always see the whole course like this. get that weather out of the way. Not that. Oh, that's the Windows button. Well, I didn't want the Windows button. There we go. I'm like, what was that? That was the Windows button, apparently. Yeah, so you can see the whole course like that, which is kind of neat, of course. But we're right here, so it's going to go up here, down there, da, 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 da. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out. But anyways, that's not what we intended to do today, but I just wanted to show that to you guys because I found it kind of interesting. And thank you again for the person who left the comment about that. I was like, oh, I should do that. I'm kind of curious now. Turn on field deactivated. So that's what takes the long turn. Align with first point. Ooh, that's interesting. That's a new one too. And what else is new in here? Fuel safe motion. No, that's all stay. Doesn't look any different. There may be some other stuff in here that I haven't seen yet, but well, let's see how that works out. Sometimes when I'm in the tractor, it gets more grief than anything else. But for this specific field, this is why it's nice, just because this is a long field, but every single time Courseplay will do this across the field as opposed to what I have it set up right now. But it does that because it's supposed to be fewer problems. I've always had more problems with this field doing that, so maybe I'll get less problems doing it this way. We'll see. And I remember this is the developer version, so I'm going to expect errors and whatnot. Just the nature of the game. I don't know if I make that turning circle. Where am I here? It's automatically set to 14. I don't think I can make it any narrower, can I? Maybe. Because the problem it's running into is trying to get to this point right here. And so see, this is where you run into problems where it's trying to get to that waypoint again. So it may do a loop around and come back. I don't know. So this is me watching what it's going to do. Like, what's Courseplay going to do next? It's like the so now it's going to go all the way around. It's going to go do some loops probably or something. It'd be great if it went back there, but it's not going to. So in the end, it's faster sometimes to do it yourself. But you know, I'm just kind of curious to see what it's going to do. It's trying to get to that point. It's just the way the course is generated. Like I said before, if we had done it, let's see if we can do that. So if we start from this side up here and then go down, honestly, this would be the last time I generate this course. This is why I find these things interesting. I'm genuinely curious to see what's going to do. I love coffee in the morning. I only have coffee 2 days a week now, and it's fabulous. Field 8. So I've been messing around with an Excel lately. So it's the same thing in Excel. At work, I've been making some like spreadsheet things just to help make my life easier. So when people ask me questions about X, Y, Z, I can just go to my spreadsheet. Because sometimes going through the quoting system is actually quite slow. Because it requires the internet, and the internet sometimes isn't as fast as I would like it to be. So I just find that oops, I should have, oh no, that's good. Return to first waypoint. I wanted that. Okay, so let's see how it generated the course this time. So this should be better. Is that going? Which way is that going? Oh, wrong direction. So let's head down to. But you can see how like crazy this little section is right here. And I guarantee that's probably what they're talking about. Was like, it may cause issues. You don't say. Oh, they have it going up. Well, that's interesting, actually. Oh, that must be part of the headland, that's why. Curious things. So anyways, what we're going to do is, before I get distracted again, let's go ahead and progress time 1 day ahead. Because we don't, well, we could plant today, but I want to see what the grass is doing tomorrow. Okay, progress time. I'm just going to save the game real quick here because with Courseplay, the new developer version, you never know what's going to happen. Oh. Skip to the morning. Ooh, 5:52. Sunrise is early. So again, it's going to take its time. Oh, that was quick today. Perfect. And we're just going to check the grass on field 7 while we're down here. And let's do this real quick. And our cows probably need some more feed and all that jazz now. This is the last day of spring. So I could have planted yesterday, but soybeans I'm referring to, of course. But which way is it happening? What is it doing? Yeah, that's right. That's weird. How's it going this way? Oh no. Then why is it having going like that and then back up? I don't know. I can't tell what it's trying to do right now. Yeah, that's weird. Well, you know what's weird, actually? That is quite interesting. It's actually, it looks like it's going back and doing some of those spots from the looks of it. We'll see what happens here, but it looks like it's, I'm not quite certain, but it looks like it goes up here. It goes up here, and then goes back down there and does some weird stuff. Okay, well, just, I could set it to the first waypoint, but I don't need the whole field done, but we'll just see what happens here. Anyways, let's go check the grass real quick. Let's hop into the truck. I think we're already at field 7, which is excellent. And what is the grass doing over here? Still not grown yet. I'm getting a little concerned for the grass field here. I thought it would have been fine by now, but maybe the first day of summer will be fine. I don't know. I wanted to get the BGA fired up. Oh well, that's weird. Alright. I can't start this yet until that's done. And if I do headlands on there, it's just gonna go crazy. Absolutely. But anyways, that's the kind of the new thing with Courseplay, which I'm kind of excited to mess around with a little bit more to see how it functions. Because sometimes it'll generate a course like on that field 7 or field 8 where it does that strange stuff, and oh, it needs more silage. We have silage, Iain. Why are you stopping here? Let's just go give the cows this. And let's grab this real quick. Don't need Courseplay up here. And our cows need a little bit of straw. Let's check the big gate over here. Actually, I don't know if that'll accept straw on that trigger. So if you recall, this is from the... we bought this earlier on. And if I do, this is going to feed the silage to them too, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, well, we'll find out here. Drop these off. Okay, it's got enough straw now. Let's just back this up. Because I don't want to drive all the way through. There we go. Get that out of the way. Put this in under the cover of this building here, because as you recall, some of those bales are sitting out by the shop, and due to that, they were actually oops. What this? Let's go for that side, sure. And due to that, they lost some of their drove right into that. But you can see, like, it's not a perfect system. It's never a perfect system. I don't know where it was trying to go there either. Maybe I should have done more headlands, I don't know. We can just close that for the time being. This will be faster in the long run. Let's just take out that. I don't know. That's why I like to test these things out. A lot of people ask me, I'm like, why do you use Courseplay? Sometimes when you use Courseplay, it's like, why do you even try? Like, every single time, it's like something goes wrong. But that's part of the fun I find, at least, for it. I want to rotate the course. Yeah, like that. That's part of the fun for me, at least. That's why I like to use it. But in the end, you know, doing it manually is always going to be the quickest way to do it. I finished liquid transport. This is good. I've had coffee this morning, so I feel like I'm talking at 90 miles an hour again. But the coffee's so good. So good. Alright, so cows have 0. I tried to add corn yesterday to the feed possibilities of my cows. And I don't know, maybe it's this map that doesn't like me. Was able to do it like a couple other maps with like no problem. But for whatever reason, this map is like, didn't say the magic word. Well, Actually, that from Jurassic Park, for those people who are young enough, or say old enough to know that one. It's the you didn't say the magic word. But anyways. Alright. As you can see, I'm just lifting up the cultivator here, because I've done all this already. No point of cultivating cultivated ground. That's just a recipe for erosion. There we go. At least that's my thought here, at least. I don't know. This tractor gives me a little grief. Actually, I wanted to tweak this tractor a little bit to give it a little bit more power, so that I could pull the Seed Hawk. And I haven't done it yet, but I should get in the XML and adjust the numbers real quick. It doesn't take too much. Really, all you need to do is, find a tractor that's powerful enough to pull the Seed Hawk, and then just take the engine specs from that and put it into this. That's the easiest way to do it, really. There we go. Make turn. I wonder if it's a turning circle of this tractor that causes problems. It might be, actually. You never know. Could be the turning circle, I suppose. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Now, hard worker probably would do a decent job here, just because of the direction it's at now, too. But that's interesting, they added slot options now, so they had longest edge. Manual, so you can actually set the... I wonder how that'll work. Oh, okay, so it says like the degrees. And northwest. Right now I'm setting northeast, 49 degrees, so let's see if I can, that's just southeast. I want to go northeast. Southwest. West, southwest. West. Let's see where it goes. North, northwest. North. And then northeast, 49 degrees. So you can actually set your degrees. And that's kind of neat, actually. So it's kind of like what you can do with Courseplay. So I'm setting at 49, so we can set it at, let's say, 50. And then that'll be the same angle as what I'm doing right now. So, and that's kind of a cool little feature, actually. Now, honestly, it'll probably still run into problems if I had to guess. So let's set it up to 3 headlands. Yeah, I'm sure it's still run into problems. It's just going to be the turning radius that seems to cause the biggest issues here. Current vehicle position. Yeah, so like in that context, if I were to generate that course, it would be based on this exact, well, almost this exact angle that I'm using right now. And I know this is the angle right here because of my compass up here. So that's pretty sweet, actually. So if you had an odd shaped field and you want to use a specific angle for it, you could totally do that, which I think is spectacular. There you go. That's the new developer version of Course. Well, remember, it's the developer version of Courseplay. So if you don't know how to get the developer version of Courseplay and don't want your game to explode, don't get it, because it will explode. Alright, here we go. Get lined up for this next pass here. But like as you can see, like me doing this manually is still the best way to do it. I wonder if I could hire a worker. So the problem is going to be, because of this weird odd shape here now, that's what's going to cause problems with the hired worker. It's going to be like, I'm done, and then it's going to be like, no, there's a whole other section down there. But hired workers. That's why I never. I don't know. I get frustrated with hired workers, but really, Courseplay does the same thing to me. So I have a sneaky suspicion that the very first day of summer, that grass over there at Field 7 will be like, ready. This is the only field we need to, excuse me. This is the only field we actually need to plant right now, so we're going to plant it in corn, the giant corn harvest in field 8. Or we could do a silage, I suppose, either or. Really don't need that much, but we could go either way. We have a forage harvester, so And we've got sugar beets in 11 now. Sugar beets are going to be for the pigs. Where are the pigs on this map? Down here somewhere. Yeah, they're right there. Oh, we can just put a storage facility down there. That'll be perfect. That will be good. And yeah, put that there. And then we can use sugar beets for the BGA as well to add some solid substrate, which would be excellent. Here we go. This is a nice straight line for the for a hard worker, at least for this section. But again, like I said, it's not gonna like those turns. Now, with this implement, I wonder if you could set it up so it's turn on field. And what that'll do is instead of doing like a turn, it'll do like a backup scenario. And that might make those turns a bit more palatable. I wonder if that would make any difference or not. I wonder. Because sometimes, it depends on the tool. This one, they should be able to back up. I haven't really done much backing up with articulated tractors, but they should be able to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to, but they should. Let's give it a quick little go. This is my problem. When I try a new Courseplay, I'm like, let's try this out and see if it works. And people are like, bah. Current vehicle position. Oh, we want that as just 50. Why does it want to go 50.5? Oh, it's, I guess it's 1 degree. Fine, whatever. So it should, you know, pick up my current direction, basically. And because we put 3 headlands, there should be less of that curve. It'll still have the weird issues, but not as many. Yeah, see? That's not too bad. So, what we're gonna do here is, so that's what it would look like. Now, I don't know. Not sure if it's even worth trying, but sometimes little things like that what makes the world of difference with Courseplay. Don't ask me why. But I don't know. Actually, it might, because it's trying to right now. It's trying to do. So if I can demonstrate this, so instead of going like, right now it's set up so it was set up to deactivate it, so it just goes like off the field and does like a U-turn. But with activated, it'll kind of like keep on the field and then do like a little backup. So that might work. So what I'm going to try and do here is, if I finish this pass up here, and then I start planting, time's at 6:39, I got a little bit of time still. Alright, yeah, that's what we'll do. And where's the last point on this field? Right there. And the first waypoint's down there. I probably didn't need to put the 50 degrees in there. Probably could have figured that out by itself. Like if I had done just automatic, or say longest edge, it probably would have discovered 50 degrees, you know, roughly where it should be. So, there we go. That's the last little bit there. And the last waypoint's over there. So, it's such a weird scenario now because I have like half of it done, half of it not done. So that's why it's like, oh well, is it worth doing this? Because this course, this is that's like the starting, not the end. So, whoops, lower that down. Anyways, that gives you a couple options now. At least it gives you a few more options. Like if you want to tweak it so it works perfectly for your particular course, you can do that now, which is nice. Now in reality, I don't really need to cultivate this field at all for that cedar. In real life, of course, you would, but in this game, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't really recognize the difference between cultivated. Like some games will say something like, "Your ground is still plowed. You cannot seed here." So But alas, I don't know if it recognizes that much of a difference. Not in this game, unfortunately. Yeah, we only got a few passes left anyways. Might as well do it up manually. Time is a ticking though. Gotta get to work at some point. Cows look okay now. They have 4% grass. I actually downloaded that substitute hay for grass mod a while back to see if I could tweak it to make it so it does corn instead. It was more complicated than I wanted it to be. I was like, I don't want to deal with that. Alright, there we go. Make the turn here. And there we go. There actually is a K-Steiger quad track I pass every day right now. It's pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie to you, I should stop maybe tonight and take a picture of it. Yeah, oh, it's gonna be snowing tonight apparently, but it's a pretty awesome looking quad track. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now at work we don't have any of the big tractors, but at the other locations there are. Like we're like more, we don't do as much of the big agricultural stuff, which is unfortunate because it would be cool to see it more, but just the way our location is. We deal a lot more with the compact, subcompact stuff. So like your 1025 is like a subcompact, 1023s, 2025s. Actually, 2025R just came out, like a new version of it, and it's pretty. It looks, from what I can tell, it's got some nice features from the 1025R. So it's got the same amount of horsepower, but it's a bit slightly larger frame, if memory serves. So there's actually a guy on YouTube I discovered who has a 1025. I don't know. I was looking for something at work a while back, and I came across his YouTube channel, and it's called Tractor Time with Tim. Some of you may have already watched him. I don't know, but I just came across his channel, and I found it kind of interesting because, you know, he's got a whole bunch of implements, and he deals with a whole bunch of random challenges associated with his tractor. So it was pretty neat, actually. So, and to see, like, because it was kind of like a neutral, well, semi-neutral person's point of view. Because when you watch any kind of, you know, sales pitch, I don't know, you call it advertising or anything like that, it's all going to be geared towards, you know, that one particular product. Whether it's Kubota or John Deere or Coyote or Mahindra or yada yada yada. It's always going to be geared towards that. So because of that, you get a biased opinion. So it's curious to see a semi-neutral, or to get a semi-neutral, an opinion from someone semi-neutral. So that's that. This is the last little pass it looks like. So I don't know. That's what I find. Anyways, his channel's kind of neat. So he talks about a whole bunch of random stuff, challenges with his tractor, repairing stuff on his tractor. You know, because a lot of people who have subcompacts, compact tractors are like, you know, what would you call that type of person? Like, they don't have a farm. They don't usually have a farm. They just want a snowblower and they want a tractor for some odd jobs around the house. Like, hey, you want a front loader to remove snow, or I want a front loader so I can do some landscaping, stuff like that. There we go. Like some people who have agricultural property, well, who have farms, probably have bigger tractors that'll do the job twice as fast, but I don't know. All right, there we go. That's that, and let's pull this off to the top of the field here, and get this done. What time is it? 6:45? Okay, at least we can start planting. It's not too bad. It's funny, I find myself recording longer episodes with OBS just because I can't pause in between. Well, I could, I suppose, but it would require editing, and I don't like editing that much, so. I don't mind editing fishing videos because I can go back and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember catching that fish. That was a lot of fun. I was using XYZ lure, for example. Which reminds me, I probably should post something on that channel because I have lots of videos to post, just have not posted them quite yet. Alright, let's hop into the Mass Ferguson here. And planting corn, already been fertilized. For sunflowers, well, it doesn't make a difference to me because I don't have any sunflowers to plant, or well, to sell, I should say. Now, let's try the same thing, fertilizing seeding. This is field 8, starting direction, current vehicle position, the longest edge, return to first point, activated. Headlands, we want to do 3 headlands, and we'll do them after, or actually before. I'm going to do them before just because it makes the position, starting position a lot easier. And turn on field activated. And let's see what this thing does. 18.2, let's go just for straight up 18. Just to make sure there's a little bit of overlap. Generate the course. And let's see what happens. This is, I feel like this is like Russian roulette every single time I press that button right now. It's like thinking. I'm like, is it gonna explode? Whew. But due to the current direction setting, it may cause issues when driving. Noted. Oh, that's a bizarre. At least it comes back to the first waypoint now. Every time I did that in the mod hub version, it always gave me grief. Let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, that's ugly right there. So it goes around and round and round, and then it does this. And then it goes, no, that's not right. I don't know what it's trying to do there. Let's just start planting and see what happens here. What I should do is take a screenshot of this ridiculousness. Alright, there we go. Let's see here. Go into my screenshot mode here. Of course, that's with game extension that does that. If you're wondering, of course. Let's go to this tractor right here because it's just sitting here right now, giving me that message. There we go. And then screenshot mode. So that's what you can do with it. Of course, I could always take off those lines, but I don't want to. I want them there on purpose. Sweet. Ridge markers automatic. We don't really want the ridge markers, honestly. There we go. That's not too bad. I know it's going to miss a little bit there. That's to be expected, honestly. The curious thing is going to be whether or not it's going to get messed up at certain spots. We don't have 2 hours on this tractor? Holy smokes. What's our highest? I want to say the case stagger. Yes, that was from yesterday. We finished that up. And I just left it in the field. 4 hours, 0.7, 0, 0.7, 0.1, 0.6, 0.8, 0.6, 0.5, 8.5, 6. Okay, well, apparently the big tractors are the ones I use the most right now. Sweet. Alright folks, at least we got that started. Broken at the very least. I'm gonna go ahead and save that course just for just to see. That was F8 plant. Or we'll say seed, I should say. Seed 18 meters new gen course. Ooh, almost. That's close enough. So, anyways folks, that's it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you saw, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Line. I'll catch you guys later.